everyone, welcome our dear viewers to a new episode of Windows. I am Asmaa. During the past 10 years, Egypt succeeded in realizing many achievements in the field of empowering women. The state has indeed launched many initiatives in order to empower women and enhance their rights. Also, Egypt has become a leader in the field of empowering women, as women play a great and vital role in the society. To shed more light on this issue, I'm delighted to have here in the studio Dr. Asmaa Elzieny, alumni of the Women Leads Program National Training Academy. Thank you so much, Doctor, for joining us on Nile TV International.
Thank you. It's always a pleasure to be with you.
Thank you so much, Doctor. First, Doctor, to what extent women have enjoyed support under the leadership of President Abdel Fattah al-Sisi, who is always backing and supporting women?
Actually, the support that Egyptian women got under the leadership of the current Egyptian presidency led by President Abdel Fattah al-Sisi is great. This is not something to mention without mentioning numbers. We are going to mention many facts and numbers as an evidence on this great support. But first of all, this support comes out from a true believing in the capacities and the true power of the Egyptian, the character of the Egyptian woman. The presidency believes that the character of the Egyptian woman all through the history deserves to be supported, and once the Egyptian woman finds someone who believes in her abilities and that she's able to achieve something, she truly achieves.
Okay, and how do you see the increased representation of women in parliament?
This is one of the main evidences on the degree of the support that Egyptian women got under the current Egyptian presidency. Let's say that the degree of representation of the whole parliamentary bodies in Egypt reached more than 28%. This is a great number compared, for example, to the year 2014. This degree didn't exceed like 5%.
Great difference.
Yeah, and when the highest reached it was like 14%. When it reaches like 28% of the whole representation of the both parliamentary bodies, this is, I believe, something that worth is to be mentioned. What made this representation increase is that Egyptian state followed the system of quota. This quota supported some categories of the Egyptian community to have the right to be truly and in a very good way represented in the parliament especially. Women got this percentage by the way of following the system of quota. I believe this is like an introduction, a beginning. I believe in the near future this percentage is going to be increased, even increased more than 28%. Once the woman is trained and had the chance to start practicing this role in political life, her abilities are increased automatically. So I believe this number is going to increase in the near future, inshallah.
Well, Doctor, how do you see the measures taken in order to increase women participation in leadership roles?
The true steps and the practical steps for any process of preparation starts with education. I believe that, and I know that the Egyptian state believes in the same. The starting point is to provide a very high quality education for all youth, especially for women. If we believe that they are going in the future to be part of a true participating part or the hub of the community, the Egyptian community, the starting point is education. They got the opportunity to have a very high quality education in different fields: financial, social, medical, engineering, whatever type of education. After the step of education comes the importance of the step of training, providing a highly professional training program specially designed for Egyptian women. And I'm so proud to be one of the alumni of one of the the high rank Egyptian training bodies, which is the National Training Academy. The National Training Academy is a source of pride for all Egyptians and especially for women. I'm going to shed a little bit light on the programs provided for Egyptian women especially. The Academy is taking care of the Egyptian women inside and outside Egypt. Can you believe that if you are an Egyptian woman living outside of Egypt for years, you still have the chance to be trained on the most advanced professional and academic programs, especially designed for women to increase their capacity, to build their capacities, increase their experiences.
Increase their skills and increase their
Yes,
talents.
in different fields. If you are Egyptian and still you are not living in Egypt, you are not participating currently in the building of the Egyptian society, but in the future you are going to come back somehow. This is a special program was designed for Egyptian women living outside of Egypt. Also there is the Egyptian, what is called inside the National Training Academy, the Presidential School for Leadership. As the presidency is believing in the true powers of Egyptian women, that they can lead truly, there are different programs for leadership, especially designed for women. One of them is the program which I'm so proud to be a graduate from, is the Egyptian woman leads in Egyptian government rates. I believe that the number of women got the chance to be trained in this program exceeds the number of 5,000 Egyptian women. There is also a huge number. Can you believe? And we are not speaking about a normal training program like for 1 week or 3 days or 5 days. It is a very long training program. Sometimes it is 1 month, sometimes 3 weeks, but it is so extensive, a full day training. The content of the training program is so professional. You have trainers of a highly degree from different fields, political, economic, and even for protocol and different types of, to increase the skill of the what they believe that are who are going to be the future female leaders in different fields. And there is also a very famous program which is the executive. She leads for executive. This is a program designed especially for the mid managers, female especially. And also they provide at the academy a training program for different newcomers for different bodies and institutions. This is a great source of pride for all Egyptians.
Yes, indeed. Okay, Doctor, moving to another point, to what extent small and micro enterprises benefited women?
If you are going to mention to this field of minor and medium project financing project, we are going to mention the Egyptian strategy, which was launched in 2017, especially for empowering Egyptian women, and this like one of the 4 pillars on which the strategy is built on. The strategy all in all is designed to build the capacities and empowering women like in 4 main fields. One is the financial field. By designing these and providing funds for women especially if they are interested in having this so small projects, all over the history, Egyptian woman was playing the role of being like a minister of finance inside the Egyptian family. This is something very well known about the Egyptian woman. Sometimes you can find a family, her income, the income of the whole family is like limited, but you find the woman is able to manage all the needs of the family with this small amount of money. And also the idea of having this so small projects that it doesn't burden the woman of having this very big amount of money, and gives her the chance to have little bit freedom. So the idea of supporting and financing these small projects is so smart idea. If she's not very well skilled with dealing with a very big amount of money, but still she's interested of having income for the family, this type of projects come. Actually, this was an initiative between the National Council for Women, the NCW, and different bodies of the Egyptian government, different ministries and other bodies. And actually the number of women benefiting from such a small enterprising reached more than millions. I believe the number exceeded like 14 million Egyptian female benefiting from this type of projects, and this is a huge number, and something, and something that deserves to be shed light on. The advantage of this also idea of supporting women with small amount of money, that they has the capacity, the whole idea has the capacity to reach women in different parts all over Egypt, in the areas underserved in the Upper Egypt, in some countryside parts of Egypt. They reached these places and were able also to support women there.
Well, great. Dr. Asmaa, moving to another point, how do you see the progress made in order to achieve gender equality in public life?
Yeah, gender equality is another like main pillar of the national strategy for empowering women 2030, to overcome all types of violence against women in different places, and also all sorts of discrimination against women, to have a chance in different places to play a role. To make this point more clear, let me mention that the percentage of the Egyptian women in the Egyptian universities as a teaching staff, according to the latest number coming out from the Ministry of Higher Education, reached like 53% or 55% for female and 45 only for male. The number of women represented in the different Egyptian universities is greater than the number of men in this field, as I believe women achieve excellence easily in the field of teaching and some other fields. And also the number of students, female students, in all the Egyptian universities, I believe reached like about 48, 50, and this is a very great step of overcoming the percentage of illiteracy of Egyptian women. Girls nowadays are not given a chance to attend the school for like 5-10 years and then they live their life. They are giving the full chance to have a higher education, even in postgraduate studies. I believe the number of the female attending higher studies programs reached like 59%, and these numbers are huge and something great to be achieved in the Egyptian community, especially during the last
huge number.
And a source of pride. I'm so proud to be an Egyptian, first of all as Egyptian, as being Egyptian female. I'm giving the full chance for education, for training, for having a role in our community. And after this increase of number of females, having this quality education, they are given the chance to participate in the public life correctly, not just to participate and be deceived somehow, or easily someone can practice violence or whatever source of discrimination. No, after providing this highly professional, highly quality programs for education, I believe the participation in the public life is going to be so different.
Great. Doctor, also moving to another point, which is how do you see or to what extent the state initiatives carried out in the field of health helped in improving the health of Egyptian women?
This is another pillar of the main strategy, the national strategy for empowering women, which was launched in 2017 and will last, inshallah, to the year 2013, taking care of the health of the Egyptian woman. And this comes in the sort of different initiatives like the early detection of some diseases and special diseases related to the female only, and also the number of Egyptian women benefiting from these programs also exceeded like more than 40 million Egyptian women, especially receiving care during the time of pregnancy and giving birth. And this is a great achievement for the Egyptian government, I believe. And also the source of pride is it is not only in Cairo or in Alex. They are reaching out for women in underserved areas all over Egypt. Yes, honestly.
Yes, also, Doctor, can you elaborate more on the benefits of Decent Life initiative, for example?
This is another important initiative which comes in the whole role played by the National Council for Women, and in partnership with the whole bodies of the Egyptian government, which is Haya Karima in Arabic, or Decent Life. As you know, in Egyptian community there are a huge number of families supported only by female. After the death of the father or even after divorce, women became like responsible for supporting the whole family. And this initiative, Haya Karima, gave a chance for a very big number of women, and also exceeds like more than 30 or 39 million Egyptian women to benefit from this initiative only, Haya Karima. And also this is a very big number. And this is a huge service, not only offered for Egyptian woman as a woman, it is for the whole community. Whoever responsible for the family is receiving the due support and due help he needs for this, playing this role in a very correct way.
Great. Also, Doctor, I would like to know more from you about the goals and objectives of Egyptian National Women's Strategy 2030.
We are going to explain these pillars, or the main points of this strategy, but let's mention that Egypt was one of the first countries in the whole world to have like this project or this trend to have a special strategy for empowering women. Of course, women are having some different chances in different countries, but to have a national strategy achieved by the whole bodies of the state. The main purpose of this strategy is to empower and support women. The main 4 pillars, if we could call pillars, or the main fields of this strategy, are empowering women in 4 main things: politically, financially, and socially, and providing programs for protection and care about women. This protection is in the form of giving women their legal rights to play their roles in different parts and different places of the state.
Well, also, Doctor, how do you see the significance of supporting women in order to achieve sustainable development?
This is goes line in it achieves the same target of the national Egyptian strategy for sustainable development, or SDG objectives for Egyptian policy especially, and it comes in line also with the world trend of having this SDG objectives. I believe that this overcoming all sorts of discrimination comes as like the fifth of the main the objectives of the world SDG strategy, and it is part of the national Egyptian strategy for the same SDG objectives.
Oh, well, Dr. Asmaa, do you believe or do you agree that the new republic is the golden era for women, as she assumed many posts in that era?
Yes, I believe so. And if this is a golden time for women, if they are truly ready to participate in public life and benefit from all the opportunities offered by the Egyptian state, they should come and prove that they deserve this care that the state is offering for them by achieving a true value in the Egyptian community in different parties, be it being a teacher, being a teaching staff, being a doctor, being whatever. I believe that the clear evidence that is going to encourage our state to more and more support women when the state truly sees the added value played by women in different fields of the life of the Egyptian community.
Well, also, Doctor, moving to another point, the state has launched the Government Excellence Award for Women. So, how can such an award encourage women to reach the highest positions in your point of view?
This is could be the other side of form of support for the Egyptian women, especially. Of course, we have this. We have a reward of excellence for the people as being officials in different fields, but having a special reward for women playing this role is something so encouraging. We are in somehow telling everyone, telling women especially, and telling everyone, if you are going to play this role in community on the required way, the reward is coming to be like more encouragement. We are proving for the and I also believe Egypt is also starting to gain a world credit in the field of empowering women by having such an award for especially women. And I believe as we have this especially Egyptian award for excellence for Egyptian female, the Arab world started to have the same special award for excellence for women in different Arab countries. And this is an evidence that as people are following our steps in the field of empowering Egyptian women.
Yes, great. Also, Doctor, how do you see the role of the National Council for Women in enhancing the skills of Egyptian women?
Actually, the National Council for Women is played the greatest role, as I told you at the beginning, in launching the national strategy for empowering Egyptian women 2017, and I believe the follow-up of the achievement of the achieving this policy is also played by the National Council for Women also. For the field, for example, in the field of financial empowerment, they achieved a very important initiative in partnership with the National Bank, I believe, the Central Bank of Egypt, the Central Bank, which is called the Tahwisha. This initiative in Arabic called the Tahwisha is about encouraging women who are already able to have like little bit financial support, independence, how to be included inside the official economy, the financial system of the state. This is to train them and teach them how to take care of the gains they get out of the projects they are running, and how to improve this by involving, integrating the money they have inside the official financial whole system. This is a very important initiative, one of the initiatives of the National Council for Women, side by side with other different initiatives for giving the legal and cultural rights for women. For example, I believe that the National Council for Women managed to issue identity cards for millions and millions of Egyptian female in different parties all over Egypt, and this was something so important in the field of providing protection for Egyptian women and stopping violence or taking violence and discrimination. As you know, in some parts of Egypt, there may be some forms of discrimination against women, especially in the field of inheritance and these legal rights. I believe by the step of issuing the ID card is for Egyptian female in these parties is part of providing protection for them. The first step, side by side, by having laws to make women know about that they have rights. And this is very important step played by it.
That is my coming question. Egypt has worked to launch many legislations during the past years in order to empower women. So how far will that help to protect women from all sorts and all kinds of violence?
This is the fourth pillar of the whole national Egyptian strategy 2030 for empowering women, the field of protection, providing protection and care by having a true legislation, a fair legislation that provides the legal and all different types of rights for the Egyptian women. I believe this is an important step, that when we have the law, this is the starting point, and the most important step after that, after having the legislation and laws protecting the rights of women, to follow up the actual applying and achieving of these laws in the community. So this is a crucial step, having the laws and legislations as a step. And I believe also the Egyptian constitution provides that there is no any type of discrimination, especially between men and women in different fields. Yes. And this is something very good, alhamdulillah, that we have in our constitution, and I believe this is like more than 10 years ago, alhamdulillah.
Great. Also, Doctor, Egypt's experience in the field of women empowerment has become a subject of international praise. So how do you read that?
To mention that we have different partnerships with world bodies in the field of empowering women, and I believe that Tamkeen, the initiative of Tamkeen,
empowerment program,
another empowerment program achieved in partnership between Egypt and the European Union and Italy, Spain, and UN also. I believe this all bodies for one purpose. This is an official accreditation that they agreed that Egypt is taking actual steps on the field of empowerment for Egyptian women. Other than this, they wouldn't come to have this huge partnership for the purpose of empowering, completing the whole way of empowering Egyptian women. This is enough to, and another evidence that most of the Arab countries are following the steps of the Egyptian state in the field of empowering Egyptian women, to copy the same projects to be achieved in other countries. And this is another evidence and accreditation of our success till now in the field of empowering women.
Okay, Dr. Asmaa, I will take from your words, and to what extent Tamkeen program contribute to enhancing women and contribute to promoting women empowerment, especially in Upper Egypt?
Yeah, I believe one of the main objectives of the initiative Tamkeen is to make women know their rights in different parts, especially in Upper Egypt and other underserved parts of Egypt, to know that there are opportunities. If you are interested, there are different opportunities, and providing very well designed programs on financial and economic and social and different programs for training for women in these different fields. This is one main purpose of the initiative Tamkeen, to make women aware of their abilities in the financial, economic, and even cultural fields.
Well, Doctor, also during the past years, Egypt reached the highest representation of women in government. So how do you read that?
This comes out of the original belief of in the capacities of the Egyptian women. It started with them playing roles in different managerial and leadership roles in different companies and bodies. Then comes the idea of Egyptian women being ministers. And alhamdulillah, the number reached in the previous government, I believe it reached like 8 female ministers, she minister. And in this, the current government, the number is less than this, but still she is represented. And we hope that after the special training programs provide for Egyptian women in different bodies like the National Training Academy and other international training programs, the number of representing the women in the government is going to be increased in future, future, inshallah.
Inshallah. Doctor, also Egypt has introduced a number of programs in order to support women. So how do you see, or to what extent can such programs help women to become successful leaders?
The training programs provide for women is an evidence that the empowerment should not be taken like one step. It should be gradual, taken a step by step. And I believe we are doing unfair for Egyptian women if we just push her to play a role in the public community like this without preparing her with adequate amount of education and training before this. And this is alhamdulillah what is we can all witness, that after education and the training, I believe that providing these training programs is a kind of protection for female before they take part in the public life. It is like preparing them enough before they play the role and lead. This is fair enough.
Well, also, Doctor, moving to another point, which is education.
Yeah.
I believe an education gap between youth and girls have disappeared, and we see that women represent about 50% of female graduates of universities. So how do you read that?
I read it as a mark, a very good mark, that our future depends greatly on the
also
quality.
In terms of gender equality.
Yes, as I told you, the Egyptian constitution clearly states that there should be no discrimination. No one can stop one able to have to play a role from playing this role. So this increased number of girls in the field of education and even the postgraduate studies is an evidence that the Egyptian state is saying the way is open, saying for all women, your way is open. Get your chance and get ready. We are opening the road, and the rest lays on the shoulder of women themselves. I believe that the women inside families should be playing their role by encouraging the youth and the younger women in the families, by telling them that the future of whole Egypt, I believe, of course, it depends on the education of youth, generally speaking, men and women, but greatly on educating women. As women are half our community, and they are responsible for raising the other half. They have social and role in the community greater than I believe. Yes, alhamdulillah, men plays a great role, and this is no one can deny. But the role is more important inside the families. You can see my point?
Yes.
If we educate
it all starts from the family.
Yeah, I believe so. And it should comes and continues like this. Grandmother educating and inspiring her daughter, and then the new mother, educating the new generation, and it goes like this.
Well, also, Doctor, the Egyptian Women Observatory was established to ensure the follow-up of the implementation of the strategies. So how can this task be fulfilled through an accurate application of monitoring and evaluation mechanisms?
The Observatory for Empowering Women is another evidence that the Egyptian state is not taking this step easily like this. As we had our national strategy for empowering women, we had this body especially. The main role of this body to follow up what is truly achieved on the ground in the field of empowerment, and the numbers are very crucial. They are giving very numbers about everything, how the percentage of illiteracy, of education, of the gap between men and women in different types of jobs and judiciary bodies and everything. They are giving exact number, and these numbers are, the database of the observatory is renewed every now and then up to the situation in the Egyptian community. And this is an evidence that the state has a true intention toward this, the true empowerment of women.
Well, also, Dr. Asmaa, how many specialized programs being held or have been held in order to enhance women leadership capabilities in partnership with the international institutes? I mean, their role in promoting women and increasing their skills.
As the Egyptian strategy, it is a national strategy. It's for empowering women 2030, which was launched in 2017. It is a national strategy. It should be achieved by the Egyptian government bodies, and we, for the first time, see this type of partnership, like between the National Council of Women and the Ministry of Planning and National Training Academy and some universities, and even nowadays we are witnessing some kind of partnership between national bodies and international bodies, especially for providing training programs for females also. And this is a step which is truly completely new to the Egyptian community, that we are having the Egyptian women not only trained inside national bodies and centers and things like that, they are given the chance to be trained all over the world.
Globally, on the international level.
Yeah, in different fields. We were so proud of having Egyptian women like Samira Musa in the field of science, and we have the opportunity to have like hundreds of
many names,
scholars,
yes, in
different fields, and this is a truly source of pride for every Egyptian. Yeah.
Yes, of course. Also, Doctor, in terms of economic and social empowerment, the percentage of women in financial inclusion increased to 27% in the labor force. And also women participation in labor force reached 17.3%. Are these rankings indicators that Egypt is working to improve women's status?
This is a very clear evidence, not only clear, it is a very clear evidence. That, and also we repeat again that this is not coming out of nothing. It comes after having a plan, a practical plan with clear steps, what to do first, what to do after that. And this is, we are starting to gain the fruits of this national strategy for empowering women, alhamdulillah.
Dr. Asmaa Elzieny, by that we come to the end of this edition. Dr. Asmaa Elzieny, alumni of the Women Leads Program National Training Academy. I would like to thank you so much for your insight and for coming today.
Thank you so much. It's always a pleasure.
Thank you so much. And dear viewers, by that we come to the end of this edition of Windows. Thanks for watching and stay tuned for more on ITV International. I'm Asmaa signing off.